Yeah, this is 7 out of 7. Debating and defeating Satan. There's no doubt about it that the this government and other governments are uh, satanic. There's no doubt about that. Uh, People have a problem with the language of when you say gods, and I mean, it can take on different connotations. You could mean one thing when you say God, and other people see something else. Now, if you say God, they might see Jesus, a white Jesus. If you say the Most High, they still might see Jesus, or they might see somebody up high, imaginary person in the sky. You know, so uh, the English language, they have several different meanings to for a word like virgin, Virgin Mary. You know, most people think that it means having a baby without a man. But it don't necessarily mean that. It has a lot of different definitions in the dictionary, but I'm not gonna go into that. So you got to study that dictionary, more than language. It's good that you can speak a lot of different languages. That's good, but you got to know how to speak this modern day English that they putting on you now. Not just how to speak it, but the definitions of words, and study the law dictionary, because that's a legalese type language. Just like they done changed the United States of America, and the actually meaning that it once had is not there anymore. Just like one time this used to be a constitutional republic, and now it's a democracy. And democracy has several different connotations to it. So you got to know when you're talking with someone where they're coming from. So hold tight. So you got to know uh, how the white man utilizes uh, the English language. It's not necessary knowing $100 word as much as it as learning the connotation or the emphasis that he's putting on the word. So the biggest problem that we have is not debating the white man, you know, but when we have, just like when you go up before a judge, you have a complaint. We mostly have complaints, you know, and we don't articulate our complaint uh, in the right manner. We leave holes in what we complaining about. Just like, say for instance, the Flint crises about the water. You know, uh, when that happened, that wasn't intentional. There wasn't no accident. Whether or not if it was neglect or purposely perpetrated against the people, it wasn't no accident. And the people, when they was complaining, they didn't use the right technique, and they waited too long. I mean, people. This was going on for a long period of time, and it took them a long time to bring it to the forefront of the public, you know. So uh, then when it did happen, they didn't have the right representation. They didn't have the right lawyers. See, uh, lawyers, you know, they are really officers of the court, you know, and it's a money-making operation too, you know, and they mostly try to get a suitcase going where they could get paid, you know, even off of criminal behavior, off of criminal actions. The ultimate is a civil suit because it usually could be a criminal a suit. I mean a criminal offense or and a civil uh, suit. So and it's never handled right because this is a corrupt court system, you know. Uh, so we got to start coming up with new strategies, you know, and on how we complain about things. Now, I think the best strategy in the world was like that Million Man March. You know, I think that if the brothers and sisters uh, would have put together a million family march to Flint, went up in Flint with a million strong up there, up to the, then went up to Governor Snyder's up in Lansing, you know, uh, marched on Lansing, a million strong, demanded, you know, justice. That's when you should march. But see, now when somebody get killed and you march, it's not the same thing. You really like, it's really like it's not a march really. It's like a protest or either a rally or, but then it turns ugly and it turns into like a mob thing. But I don't mean to say a march like marching. I'm talking about, you know, just like if a store sells bad meat. Up here they used to sell, we go into the store, they used to be nasty in the store. And we be with Malik Shabazz, we would get that store shut down. And we had police protection. You know, they poisoned the neighborhood. Now the people in that neighborhood, instead of them joining forces with us, they said, we ain't got nowhere else to go. We ain't got no other store. Make a store your own. You know, we act like we can't do nothing of our own, see? And we complain to the Caucasian. After a while, you know, it's fruitful because, you know, we don't handle ourselves as men and women. You know, we still handle ourselves as childlike, you know. And so, I mean, if the Caucasian, that happened to the Caucasian or any other, they'd be ready to go to war. So If somebody murdering you, killing off a whole city, man. If that ain't time to go to war, I don't know what it is. So I don't mean like marching, marching and protesting and shouting out slogans and no justice. Now I'm talking about that. I'm talking about you go up into Flint, kick down the door, you know, and jack it. No, I don't mean jack him up, but I mean you got. See, he's not your authority. He's not your king. I'm talking about Sniper. He's not a king. He's not an authority, over you. The black man has no authority over him. We the first on the planet. We got the most seniority on the planet. We the authority. So you gotta throw that out your mind. They ain't shit, man. They ain't shit. You ain't doing nothing but giving them your hard-earned dollars for him to sit up there in that office and kill you. I'm talking about Snyder. Go up there and tell that man to correct the problem, the Adjustment Bureau. I can't help it, son, that I like that, man. The Adjustment Bureau. Make that nigga adjust. Anybody could be a nigga, Anybody could be a nigga. And to me, they niggas, Make him adjust, man. And that's how you defeat the Satan. That's how you defeat the Satan. Just take his mask off. He ain't all that tough, man. Only thing he got over you is the power of suggestion. He make suggestions that he's over you, and you follow him. But nah, man, you the oldest man on the planet. And he done told you that too. He done told you that. You can find that in any book. So far, the black man is the oldest man on the planet. He done told you that. So if you the oldest man, you got seniority over them. How in the hell you gonna let them rule you? They just can't. They just like newborn. How you gonna let a baby? And that's what y'all do now. Y'all let y'all children rule y'all. They tell y'all what to do. They run the household. Because they see that y'all ain't got no sense. So the Caucasian literally is our child. He's our red-headed stepchild. So we can't let him rule us. So this is the last one, and that's my suggestion. I hope I didn't offend nobody. But I'm telling the truth. About that. And see how I'm talking to his ass. That's how y'all talk to him. I talk like that to him. You don't mess with me. Black Light out.